Tower control is Payload from Team Fortress 2, except with a tower that plays a cute little jingle instead of an actual bomb. All you gotta do in this mode is catch a ride with the Tower of Terror to the enemy's base. That's right, it automatically moves, so if Rainmaker was too complicated since you had to figure out a path, it's sort of like that, without the burden of thinking. Tower control follows a very simple formula of get on the tower. At least that's what everyone always shouts, but in all honesty, they only need to shout it if no one is on the tower. There isn't really any benefit to having multiple teammates on the tower at once. Instead, it's a lot better to focus on the other aspects of the game. If you have a teammate on the tower, you need to put your focuses elsewhere, but still be aware of the state of the tower. It's generally a good idea to make sure the tower is covered in your ink, and that includes the sides. The teammates can normally take care of that, while the one riding can obviously cover the top. The path the tower rides in is shown, so having that in your color obviously gives an advantage, since the name of the game at that point is Splat. You need to be like CC and Splat Fools.
Yes, splat them. Splat them all.
Yeah, splat all your foes.
Teammates too.
Remember how Rainmaker was don't flake nonstop? Well, we're doing the opposite now. Flank nonstop. If someone's on the tower, you need to be dropping fools constantly. They can't take the tower if they're all dead, and it's a little more difficult for them to show up behind you in this mode. You do need to keep moving, however, so I'd be a little cautious of camping, and despite your bloodlust, keep an eye on the tower. The tower, CC.
The what?
If you're the one listening to this jiggity jingles as you ride the tower, you should be submerged whenever you aren't in combat. Again, be sure the top is completely covered. Having a close-range weapon on the tower is often very useful, since most areas require peeps to climb up the side, making it very easy to chop them with a roller or something. Remember that it's better to bail and regroup than to die, respawn, and get back to the tower. Try to move positions after you've been seen, but slow enough so you aren't showing your swimmy shambles. The pole is your BFF, because it's a tiny little wall that can easily block shots from baddies trying to take your tower. The pole is your friend. You love the pole.
Work the pole.
CC, no.
Suction bombs can be insanely useful at stalling enemies from pushing, especially if you get it on top of the pole. Short-range weapons are best for taking control of the tower, and long-ranged weapons can be used to keep it secure or pick off solo players. Because of this, bosters obviously are in a higher tier since they can just be shot above the tower to clear it out. But sporting that crash boster near will dry up every pussy in the area, so keep that in mind. It won't affect your game, mind you, at least not your Splatoon 1.
Slow charging weapons might seem like a good idea, but they can be easily dodged or dealt with, regardless of what team you're on. Seriously, Chargers, I know you think you're gonna be great, but 9 out of 10 times you do nothing and land in the bottom of the kill count.
Tint missiles can rain hell on tower campers, and the Stingray can just blast a load all over it, nuking those aboard. Ink walls and mines can be useful if you know how to effectively use them, but avoid point center weapons since it's pretty obvious they're on the tower.
If nobody pushes the tower to the opposing base, whoever pushed it farthest will win. Overtime ends when the losing team drops control of the tower, or enough time has passed. Super jumping onto the objective is rarely wise since it's a constant focus of fire, but obviously sometimes you just gotta clutch. It's a pretty active mode despite one person essentially standing still. Keep busy on the tower and lop out bombs if you have a short-range weapon. The quicker you and your weapons go about the game, the better. But remember, no teammate wants to be paired with an arrow spray.